Shameik, how's your weekend been so far?
Well, we made it safely. We made it safely, so it's great. My table's nice, and we have people here today. Great.
So let's get into it. Miles Morales has inspired so many people. What is it about him you think that connects with audiences?
I think there's a lot of humanity in Spider-verse in general, and Miles. I think Miles just shakes it up a little bit. It's a little different than Peter Parker, but Peter's still in it. I think the OG Spider-Man fans appreciate that. He's not just removed from the story, and he's learning from Peter. I think the animation style really has a lot to do with how we digest Spider-Verse and, the core comic book fans, you know what I mean? And hey, I'm gonna do my own thing. I think we can all relate to that, having our own dreams and wanting to go for it.
Yeah. Were you a fan of Miles and Spider-Man and everything before you started working on the project?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tobey Maguire is always going to be my Spider-Man personally, but while I was filming a movie named Dope, my castmate Kiersey, who's gone on and done a lot of things herself, gave me a journal. She asked me to write in it, so on the first page I wrote, "I am Miles Morales, I am Spider-Man." But during that time we were filming Dope, so when we premiered the movie Dope at Sundance, the creators of Spider-Verse were there, and then I was asked to record some lines on my phone, on a voice recorder. I sent it to them. They used it for their 10th animation. Before Spider-Verse was like a green light and they were really going through it. And I guess they got used to my voice and, here I am.
Worked out pretty good for everybody.
Yeah.
So, obviously we have a lot of things to talk about with Spider-Man, but there's other things you've done, like you were part of Wu-Tang and American Saga on Hulu. You played Raekwon.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if you worked with him on that, like had conversations with him in preparing for that role.
I met with Raekwon once before I started really getting into character. I think that experience did a lot for me. I got to see how he walked in the room, how he embraced me. He was eating food with his friends. And so as OGs, they get to storytelling, this is what was happening then, and etc. And I'm watching all of his mannerisms and expressions, and I feel like I just downloaded everything and took it with me.
What's something about voice acting that fans rarely realize or understand from our side of it?
I don't determine when this movie comes out or drops. That's number one.
Hurry up.
Number two, imagine you give me a line. Somebody give a line right now. Who wants to give me a line? What's that?
What's up?
What's up? Okay. So the term "what's up," I can say "what's up" to you. What's up? Right? Or I can say "what's up" to you. What's up? Either way, I can get a line, and I'm reading with my directors or producers, the writers, and I feel that the audience might not understand the dynamics. I wanna word this the right way. Voice acting is fun, and I think the challenge is being convincing through just my voice, whereas when I'm on camera, I can give you expressions, or I can walk a different way, or give you a facial expression. I can convince you what I'm saying a little easier because it's not just my voice. And so, it's different challenges, but it's fun.
So if Miles could meet one hero outside of the Spider-Man realm, who would you like for it to be? Like if you could record a scene with another Marvel character who's not associated with Spider-Man often, who would it be?
Wolverine.
Nice.
That's my favorite, If I could play Wolverine, I would play Wolverine, but I don't even want to disrespect that legacy. Whoever plays after that guy, good luck.
It's an impossible job.
Well, nothing's impossible, but I hope that they really take the time to because you don't want to mess that one up. I'm sorry. I love that guy.
What's something from the Spider-Verse films so far that you are most proud of?
I mean, I'm most proud of how it's impacted, like, fans, for real. I'm most proud of, that is what I'm most proud of, honestly, yeah.
All right, everybody, let's have some questions from the audience. I got one right here.
Hey, Shameik, it's nice seeing you and everything, right? I also have a friend here that he's not with me right now in terms of like, he's busy or whatever. They will come later on to the con or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, how was it like working in Incredible Crew? Was Nick Cannon was the one who does Incredible, right?
Yep.
How was it like working with Nick Cannon, and also in filming Adult, how was it with A$AP Rocky?
Both of those brothers were very, it was, can you hear me? Check. Let me start with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, that was fun because I had never done comedy. I wasn't sure that I wanted to do comedy as my first big opportunity, but it was hard to not, it's not like I had another opportunity, so I did that, and he was always, like, he has like a nonchalant kind of energy, but he was doing so much. He was making music, he had a recording studio, he had this production, he was doing so much. I was inspired, and I loved him in Drumline, and the other one, what's that one called? He was in high school and the girl was dressing him up. I don't remember the name of the movie, but I loved his movies at the time, and it was great. I think he embraced me, and there's still a relationship there today. And then A$AP Rocky, I just learned. I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Rocky as far as like the New York spirit that I had to embrace for all these roles, and I think Rocky, I learned a lot on a personal level, whereas with Nick, he kind of broadened my perspective of being a working actor. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. Have you ever said a line that you wasn't in the script, but they added it anyway?
Nice to meet you as well. I might have tried, but I think my superpower as an actor is to follow directions very well. Whereas improv is fun, but I might go a little off track with my character, and Shameik might start squeezing his way through there. So, my superpower is to follow directions. But you know who's really good with that? Even though you didn't ask this, but Jake Johnson. He's spectacular with improv. And you know who else? Daniel Kaluuya, who plays Spider-Punk. That guy, I'm jealous. He's really good with the Spider-Punk character. Yeah.
All right, Gwen here has a question.
What's up, Gwen?
How did you feel whenever you got the casting of Miles Morales?
Yeah. How did I feel? Like I just did magic or something. I wrote it in a journal, and then like it happened because of this other movie. I also felt a little like, because when I booked it, I was 20, so I was much younger in the face and etc. And I was like, how do I do this live action as well? Like, how do I get there? My mind was automatically like, I'm Miles, but I want to be Miles. How do I do this? First steps first. Make my voice performance extremely believable and put my everything into it. And that was my genuine, like it felt like my first step towards like a proper studio film superhero opportunity. And, you know, I'm still praying for that big moment where my face is on camera and I'm playing that superhero. So whether it's Miles or Static Shock or some original character that we create, you know, manifesting it.
If it's not you, who would make a good Miles Morales live action?
It's a good question. I don't know. Someone that takes it seriously.
Yeah, right here. Hi, Shameik.
Hey.
Glad you made it here with your flight and all.
Oh yeah, me too.
I love the idea of Static Shock with you. It's amazing.
Thank
I've
you.
always been a Static fan, especially from the original series,
Yeah.
animated series.
Yeah.
What did you think whenever because you went from like the Kingpin and the Prowler as your villains, when they come to you with the second movie, they're like, we got the Spot.
Yeah.
Did you know who that was, or did you like?
I didn't know who the Spot was, I'll be honest. I didn't know who he was. Yeah.
It was just like, weird having a Spot as a villain of all times.
No, I mean, especially how they communicated to me, oh, he's gonna have these holes, and then he's gonna be able to stick his hand through there, and it's gonna come out of the ground, and he's gonna take money out of the ATM, but he's not gonna know how to control his powers. I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah, and Miles is gonna be on the ceiling, and there's gonna be a Jamaican patty guy. And I'm like, you know I'm Jamaican. They're like, exactly, so that's perfect.
And the fact that they connected it to the first movie where he was the guy that got hit with the flying bagel or whatever.
By the way, when I watched the first movie, I thought that part was hilarious. Who knew that they were gonna make it into a whole thing?
Yeah.
Not me.
Have you gotten the chance to play Marvel Rivals yet? And if you have, who's your favorite character of choice?
Marvel Rival, is that the Spider-Man, the second one? Is that?
It's like the hero shooter Marvel game that's been out for like a year or two. Yeah, Overwatch.
I'm sorry guys, I haven't gotten to it yet. My bad.
It's okay. I recommend it. It's a fun game. Miles
If I ever start,
Miles has to get at it first, though. He's awesome.
Yeah. If I ever start streaming, I probably would play like all of the Spider-Man games, like all the way through, and then like take suggestions from like the viewers, like what game I should play next. We've been talking about that lately. I'm considering it. Next year, during the Spider-verse run.
All right, we're over here.
If you had the chance to play a live-action Miles Morales, would you take it?
Absolutely. What? If I had a chance, if there's ever a universe out there in the Spider-Verse where I get to wear the mask and take it off, yeah, you might not be familiar with my live action work, but I would really embody an older version of Miles Morales in a way that I don't think is, comparable. I don't think, allow me to be confident in myself up here in front of all of you. There's no one that will play that role better than me, but I understand that the age thing is a factor, so we'll see how it plays out. But as far as performance goes, there won't be a better one.
So I'm going to ask for my friend Brinkley here. Do you have a favorite villain?
In the Spider-verse? Just taking it outside of the Spider-Verse films, I'm a Tobey Maguire fan, so I loved his Goblin, those are really always going to stick with me, so yeah.
All right, we're back here, Shameik.
So outside of the Spider-Man verse, we've been watching you on Raising Kanan.
Here we go.
How did you like playing Breeze? Is that like out of your comfort zone? Is that something you've been working towards?
Yeah, it's so interesting for me because I feel more performative as Miles when I meet people. It's like listening to like the radio versus like being in the club or something and hearing like Future. So playing Breeze is I'm no killer. You know what I'm saying, in real life, but don't push me. That's that Tupac line in case you don't know. No, I love playing Breeze, and Yeah, it's definitely a step towards the direction and showing my range as an actor. I've never played a character like that. But I think my character in Wu-Tang opened up that perspective that I could pull it off, even internally. And so, yeah, I'm loving it and the response to it. And, you know, I can't wait to keep digging deeper in my live action work. So, yeah, appreciate you.
You got a doppelganger over here. Check it out.
Yeah, what's up, Miles?
Hey, so I was, so I was gonna ask, what made you start acting, and what's your favorite part about it?
What made me start acting? I was a dancer first. You might not know that. I was in music videos for like Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne and anything happening in Atlanta. I was 12 and found myself on a set uninvited and walking up to the rappers with confidence, you know, and the directors, like, I would straight up tell them, like, yo, give me one shot. I promise you I'm gonna make your video. Soulja Boy is looking at him like, give the little man a shot, let me see what he got. You know, I actually made the video. So, and then the casting directors for that, you know, are getting hired by Tyler Perry or BET or other local, you know, jobs or studios. Since it's the same casting director and they're looking for kids in a Cartoon Network commercial, they're like, hey, let's call the kid that was in the Soulja Boy music video. So it was never an agent, it was never a manager, it was just somehow word of mouth got me from a dancer to dancing in a commercial to being in Tyler Perry's House of Pain, to being in BET's Read Between the Lines, to being in Cartoon Network's Incredible Crew, to being in Dope, to being in Spider-Verse, to being in Wu-Tang. There's nobody that could take credit for giving me a job. You know, it was really always like aligned with the stars and, you know, ambition, you know, really manifesting things. I told you how I got Spider-Man. I wrote it in a journal while filming Dope. And when we showed the movie for the first time, like, imagine there's a screen here and there's a room of everybody here. One of the people in here happened to be in control of Spider-Verse and was like, hey, let's get that kid to voice this thing. It just continues to lead down. Even with Raising Kanan, Wu-Tang got me Raising Kanan. They sent me that offer. 50 Cent isn't just sending people offers, you know what I mean? So, and Sasha Penn and whatnot. So anyway, hope I answered your question.
Loved Moon Knight, and I was wondering how it was working with Oscar Isaac for Miguel.
I kind of fanned out a little bit because I watched Moon Knight. I asked him about it. It seems like they're not coming back, unfortunately. And I posted that picture with us before I actually kind of got in trouble a little bit behind the scenes. So it's like we're not allowed to give the sneak peeks to what's going on. But no, I was really excited, and you could tell because I posted the photo with him while we were recording. It was cool.
All right, we have time for two more right here.
For the many characters that you played, my apologies, let me back up. For the many characters that you played and how diverse your career has been in acting and voice acting, have you ever had not in a negative way, but a compromising of characters, a blending of personalities between your portrayal within Wu-Tang and then, of course, playing Breeze and then your characters of Dope and Miles Morales? Have you ever find yourself blending styles or blending personalities from each one?
You mean in reality? Or, yeah, in reality, I do have that problem, you know. Yeah, that's like a therapy question right there for real. Because how Raekwon will react to something, or how Malcolm from Dope or Miles will react to something, or Breeze is all very different reactions. And I guess my style of acting is more method. I don't really like to act, so I'm finding the character in my spirit, you know what I mean? So if I'm supposed to take your chain, I have to know what it's like to take your chain, you know what I mean? And I have to, embrace that being within me. I'm not raised that way though, so that's the challenge of getting into character, but getting out of character is like compartmentalizing things. So, and like I said earlier, even with like doing Miles Morales runs with press and everything, I think I'm very confident in who I am, but I learned my lesson in the last press run. You know, you don't get to be like just friendly. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's a clip farming world. I think it's a whole different game, and I think in those ways I've learned to not be, you know, performative anymore. I think I adjust to who I'm talking to and what environment, who you adjust to your audience. So if I'm at Comic-Con or at a con and my line is for Spider-Verse fans, I'm going to be more Miles Morales spirited. You know, if I'm in New York and I'm out in the street and it's like a bunch of rappers and it's fashion and whatever, and they're talking about Breeze, you're gonna get a whole different, you know what I mean? It's a whole different energy. It's a whole, you're meeting a different me, you know? So I think that's hopefully answering your question. It's like compartmentalizing my spirit at this point. Yeah.
All right, grand finale is my man right here.
What was your favorite line from this Into the Spider-Verse?
From Into the Spider-Verse? Oh, I have to go back. Okay. See, I want to say now I'm gonna do my own thing, but that was Across the Spider-Verse. So Into the Spider-Verse. Let me think about this scene. I really like that one scene where Peter is like knocked out, and then he shoots that web, and the train is pulling us through the city. I really like the hey.
That's my favorite.
And like the hand on Gwen's head and being stuck is like, but that line, what is the line from Into the Spider-Verse? How do I know when I'm ready? Yeah. How do I know when I'm ready? Because I ask myself those kind of questions all the time. Like, how do I know when to be myself? How do I know? You know, we all ask ourselves that. How do I know? When do I know? Why do I know? So.
I also love when he says, "Did you break it?" No, it broke. The little chip.
Oh, yes.
No, it broke.
Yes.
All right, Shameik, what do you have coming up that you're excited about that you can tell everyone about?
Well, right now, Power is streaming on Stars. I don't suggest that the kids watch me in that character, parents. Also, I'm wearing a hoodie, One Spoon of Chocolate, film with Quentin Tarantino and the RZA from Wu-Tang. Paris Jackson, I don't know if you're familiar with Paris Jackson, but Miss Jackson, daughter Jackson, and I did a great film together. And also not for the kids, but for the parents at home, Apple TV, Amazon Prime. And for the kids, Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse, next year, June 2027, you know? Yeah.
All right, everybody, Mr. Shameik Moore, go visit him at his table.
Thank you all for coming.